Okay, one of the other areas I wanted to share a little bit with you on is the topic of training. Now, training in today's environment can be accomplished in many ways. Training of old was pretty much the rote someone standing in front of the classroom, disseminating information, building your awareness of terminology, and hoping you head back in your respective workplaces just charged up and ready to go do something different, if you would. Well, because of the use of technology and things that can be done now to supplement that classroom training, our methodology is to try to utilize some form of technology-based training to provide common language and terminology, almost a digital bookend approach, if you would. That allows participants to now come to the session with a baseline understanding of terminology so that you don't have to spend so much time firstly clarifying what is diversity or what is inclusion and what's the business case, and you mentioned derailing behaviors. How do you measure those, and what actually are they, and do they really affect performance and productivity? And all of those things we can now take out of the classroom and do in a bookend prior to coming to class. Then in the classroom setting, there's more of an application of that, whereby there are scenarios specific to the kinds of things that people have to manage, whether you're on the upstream side of the business or the downstream side, that can be customized to the challenges being faced, whether they're gender specific, succession planning specific, or things that are clearly unconscious biases that we might have that affect our perception of those and other things that clearly are sustainable ways to not just create bias-free workplaces, but to drive opportunities for people to bring their A game to work on a regular basis. Then lastly, I mentioned digital bookends. After that application session, what we then advocate is on the back end, if I now know that I might have some potential blind spots that I need some additional work on, maybe it's around the area of allocating developmental assignments or stretch opportunities, which clearly is a motivator, especially from a generational diversity standpoint, when you look at those new millennials or those who are entering the market not looking for careers, but looking for skill set enhancements. Well, if you're not cognizant of some of your blind spots around the generational differences, you might not know how to then clear your lens to ensure that they're provided with those fair opportunities that are equitable for everyone. We'd recommend in that case, once you're cognizant of that blind spot, that there be some opportunity after the leader-led class to now take some reinforcement of that specific need you might have in a web-based format. Now, you've heard me mention web-based several times on both ends of that spectrum. To achieve that end, one of the things we're currently doing is we are developing that coursework, all of which we already have leader-led, and converting it over to a web-based platform and something we're calling the University for Diversity, which will make accessible to your folks anywhere they may be. And yeah, I know I'm from Texas. I slip in folks, y'all, and fixin' tis every now and then. We'll then give you the opportunity, though, assuming there would be an interest in having access to that University of classwork to address skill sets. Well, that's kind of how we handle the training. Sorry to have such an elongated message, but again, I wanted to make sure you were understanding how we approach this topic. And again, if there's an interest.